Brenda Green, and welcome back to Living in the Go. So, I'm talking today about questions that you should be asking yourself, and I'm gonna give you a couple of basic ones. I'm sure sometimes you think about it, but then you put it to the back burner and you don't think so much about it. But you need to be asking yourself these questions and come up with answers. First question: what would happen if you lost your job? Now you're probably thinking, oh, I'll go out and look for another one or whatever. But I'm talking about the immediate. You lose your job, what happens? Do you have enough money saved up to cover your bills? Because if you lose your job and you don't have anything saved, how are you going to function? Do you know how to apply for unemployment? Those things to consider. If you were wrongfully terminated, do you have legal recourse? So what would happen if you lost your job? Think that scenario through so you will have answers. Because believe it or not, people get laid off every day. I've been laid off, or I was laid off when I was working 4 times in my career. I worked over 40 years, and I was laid off 4 times. So trust me, I always had a plan. So the other question you want to ask yourself: what happens when you die? I know you're probably thinking it's not going to happen anytime soon. You never know. People die every day. So what happens when you die? Are your assets secured? Does your family know what you want for your final rights? Do you want to be buried or cremated? Put that down in writing. Do you have a will? If you have a home, do you have a trust? What happens when you die? Who gets your things? If you think you don't need to let people know, then they have to rummage through and try to figure out what you want. If you have valuable things, then the family's fighting over it. You don't want that. So what happens if you die? That's another question. And the last question: if you have a serious illness, what's going to happen? People don't think about that until it happens to them. Do you have medical coverage? Do you have enough insurance to cover you? Do you have a little money in the bank to cover if your insurance doesn't cover everything? Who would take care of you if you had a really serious illness? Would you have to leave your home? Would you have to go to a rehab center? Would you have to go and downsize to a place that was one level? Would you need to have dialysis? So many things could go through your mind. So if you had a major illness, what would that look like? What is the scenario? What would you do? So a couple of questions for you to consider. There are lots and lots more. Maybe make a list of things that you hadn't thought about but that you need to be thinking about. So just a little bit of information for you. Hope that helps. Thanks so much and have a fabulous day.